Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with verified investing.
So apparently there's a deal with Iran, or at least there's one in the works. And I know this has been a narrative over and over again, but the markets are now pricing in the more of a potential that the war is going to be over. So oil's dropping a little bit more today, and the 10-year yield or the 10-year bond rates are dropping as well. So the 10-year yield is actually into a lot of support. We're going to go ahead and jump into this chart. It doesn't really matter. The markets are forward thinking. And because we've been in this war for as long as we have, they are thinking that eventually we're going to come out of this and the oil prices are going to drop. And this is why a lot of the stock market is ripping. But the 10-year yield is actually dropping today, which is pretty typical. Pivot low here, secondary hit. So here was your third level of support right here where I'd mentioned right about 4.435. Mine was 4.433. This has this trend line, but it did hit this trend line nicely, as well as in this support zone on the 10-year yield. This is really the line in the sand. This is the third hit. So on a probability basis, not only is into a support, but also this sloping trend line support. So it does favor a move to the upside. So what we want to see happen is over the next few days into the coming week is price to consolidate, or the percentage to consolidate right on top of this upsloping trend line. And then we can have a break of the 10-year yield. And then all of a sudden it's going to take out the support, and then it's likely to head back down to about 4.25. This is going to be extremely positive for the stock market and the USO prices. As you can see, we're dropping a little bit today. Still not as low as yesterday's low, but we were down as low as $127.93. I still have the support at 124.11. With the 10-year yield dropping and USO, if it continues to fade, the stock market is going to continue a little bit higher. And that's just kind of how things are until we get some economic data that's signaling now all of a sudden, not only is inflation high, because last report it was, but are we losing jobs? Is the economy slowing down? Is our GDP starting to decrease? So if those things happen, then all of a sudden the fear is going to then jump back back into the markets. And that's when we're going to get a pullback. Right now, the stock market just doesn't care. So here's another chart. ASTS today. Yesterday I mentioned double top 129.89. This was a little bit too aggressive for me. I did not play this, but man, this thing would have worked out beautifully. So if you got in this at 129.89 at this double top, congratulations, you took a solid gain on this short trade. ASTS is no longer valid because it's already gotten that pullback, even though it is way overextended on the daily time frame. I'm not interested in entering this until it got up to about 140 bucks. Once we start breaking this double top, we could see a nice push to the upside. MU is marching up today. So Micron had a big sell-off yesterday. I was actually mentioning that, you could end up on the SOXX putting an engulfing reversal candle. Well, the markets had other ideas. They decided to save it. And now we're starting to push higher in a lot of these semiconductors. And MU is getting a lot of that money back rotation into it. Had a 7% drawdown off of the all-time highs from the opening price. If it does get back up to $855.66, this is my shortable level. Because this is not a topping tail and it's not a gap in the charts, what this is the opening candle of a red bar. This is a little bit more of an aggressive level. So 855.16 would be my stop out level as well. If it does close above that on a 15-minute closing basis, I would look to exit that trade on MU. What we're monitoring on Micron is this upsloping trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit. Price respected it, got rejected, got above it, and hasn't come back and retested it. So for me, this is actually telling me that there's a lot of bullish sentiment still inside Micron, so it could head up a little bit higher. I want to see what happens with this upsloping trend line. Does it come back down and retest it? On a technical basis, the probabilities dictate that it should come back and retest it at some point. Well, we're going to have to monitor what happens after the retest. Does it break that and confirm lower? Because if that happens, then we're moving down to $776.01, and then possibly even to $750. If it doesn't, it could continue to consolidate on this upsloping trend line for an extended period of time. And who knows, the next upside target could be the $1,000 whole round number. NVIDIA is into a lot of support in this area. Similar to what happened with the SOXX, tried to close below this major pivot top. Look at this major pivot from the highs of October 2025. Finally got above it, retested it beautifully. Then, and then I don't know what happened there. And then it decided to close below it yesterday. I was mentioning $212.47 was that support level. As you can see, we saved it. Now we try to confirm or get back above it today. Now we're slightly below it. If it closes below $212 today on a daily closing basis, this would really confirm that this trend line right here at $212.47 and this upsloping trend line, the trend is broken. And then all of a sudden, the sellers are going to take over and push it down to $206.88, at least for the first level of support. For a swing trade, I would be looking at $195.29 for my swing long after this break of this upsloping trend line. Now, it's still the third hit, still in this general area. If the markets catch a bid and NVIDIA gets back into favor, this could continue to push higher. So we've got to monitor what happens on the closing price for today's candle or a consecutive candle. But really, it closed below 212, and that sends a signal that the buyers are in, or the sellers are in control of this chart. Today, I would look to go long at 206.88, shorting it at 216.56. Here was the SOXX chart. We are having a lot of volatility in SOXX. And what I like to see is you had this pivot top right here, and then this huge drawdown, dropped over 10%. Look at this move. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, it jumped 22% in just 5 trading days, putting a near miss on an engulfing reversal candle. And now we're marching higher. So what I'm doing is I'm actually treating this like a topping tail. So for me, the top is in semiconductors with this red bar candle. What would need to happen is $584.83 would have to be taken out on a daily closing basis. So how to replay this? Again, I'll be treating this like a topping tail. If we get back up to the 786 Fibonacci retracement at $577.52, that's where you'd start your trade for a swing trade. You could also look to day trade that level with SOXX and short it. But for me, this would be a swing trade level. And my stop out, again, would be a close above this top of this red bar candle. This was an amazing red bar candle. This is telling me more that the sellers are starting to peak up or perk up and continue to drive the SOXX down. Oracle's having a nice push today. I have a couple different levels. The first level is actually above, the price action is above it right now. 202.29 is a gap in the charts. Now we're above that, sitting at $203.47. The reason I like this gap in the charts is because it had such a significant move to the downside, got close to it, but never really filled it until right now. So if you can get in above this topping tail, above this gap in the charts, anywhere up to about 205.07, this is your first area of resistance, knowing that you've got this major pivot in the charts sitting at 207.80. This is my shortable range for today, 205.07. Basically, above 202.29 to 205.07 is your first starter position. Adding it at 207.80, then I would make sure the stop out of this trade on a 15-minute closing basis. ARM had this nice upgrade. So a company ended up upgrading. It was at $290, but now ARM is above $290, and so they have to upgrade it again. And now that upgrade is up to $360. It wasn't an overextended upgrade. It was just a minor upgrade, unlike what happened to MU. MU had an upgrade from $800 all the way up to $1,600. So in the grand scheme of things, it was a minor upgrade. However, the market is liking it. Actually, they're loving it, and ARM is up again today. So what I'm looking at is, now that we're above 200 or 325, my first shortable level is $350.96. If we get above there, I'm looking to enter the trade, not only for a day trade, but a swing trade as well, knowing that if it does close below or above 305.96 on a daily closing basis, I could just stop out on a swing trade basis as well as a day trade. A day trade, I'd be looking for a close above on a 15-minute closing basis, and then I would exit that trade. So look at this price action on Zscaler. So I was mentioning that it was into a lot of support, could head all the way down to this low pivot point right here in the charts, sitting at $125.12. Now we're actually right in this area right now. Could head all the way back down to $114.63. But if you look at the chart, intraday, 10-minute time frame, you have this minor bottoming tail. So if you're aggressive, you would play it at about $123.12 for a day trade. And then if you're even more aggressive and you think that, this thing is beaten up, which it is, now that we've recaptured $125.12, this could be your entry price for a swing trade, knowing that your stop out or your ad level would be about $114.63. But really, it would be nice to see ZS put in a bottoming tail. It wouldn't be an accurate bottoming tail because it's not within 90 days, but this would be a great opportunity for it to at least put in a reversal candle to indicate that the buying pressure is more significant than the selling pressure. And that could fuel the momentum for Zscaler to continue higher. All right. Thank you so much. We're going to keep you guys updated on what's going on in the markets. We always do. Drew Dosick is going to be going live at 4:20 in the afternoon with the trade. No, what does he do? Man, trading the close. I'm not sure what's going on today. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great lunch. Let's see if some of these charts can play out by the afternoon session. These are off of the table by 2:30. And if you guys are getting something out of this, please make sure you're liking, you're following, subscribing, and sharing with those friends. And we'll see you guys next time in the charts. You guys have a great rest of your day and take care.